Let me preface by saying that I'm not here to trash any blessings that you run or prefer to use. I am here to test all the blessings for Kickback and provide my opinion. Disclaimer done. Let's get into it. Number 1. Pierce. Special attacks ignore hit mass bonus from armor. This blessing is all over the place. Let me start by saying that with or without Pierce, the maximum number of targets you can damage with a special attack from the Kickback is 2. With or without Pierce, I can hit, not damage, 5 Scab Bruisers' bodies. That's the melee guys. With or without Pierce, I can cleave through 5 Scab Flamers' heads. With Pierce, I can cleave through 3 Scab Maulers' bodies. Without Pierce, I can only hit 1. With or without Pierce, I can only hit 1 Scab Rager. With Pierce, I can hit 2 Crushers, and without it, 1. I think you get the picture. It's incredibly inconsistent, and certainly doesn't simply just ignore hit mass. If it ignored hit mass, I should be able to cleave through everything. Being that the maximum number of targets you can damage is 2, stacking bleed on everything with the Blood and Thunder feat just ain't gonna happen. Number 2. Full Bore. Adds power for 5 seconds when every pellet in a shot hits the same enemy. I could not get this to trigger on a Dreg Rager at 4 meters in ADS. I had to be at 3 meters. I could also get it to trigger at 3 meters without ADS against a Dreg Rager, so yeah, that's cool. Against an Ogryn-sized target, it fares a little better. At 6 meters, I can get full bore to proc around once every 3 shots or so. From what I can tell, it seems that the ADS reticle still uses the hipfire reticle for registration of full bore. I'm not positive on this, but it seems to be what's happening. I don't know if the issue I'm seeing with full bore is a problem with the blessing or if it's a problem with the Kickback. Number 3. Terrifying Barrage. Suppress enemies within 5 to 8 meter radius on close range kill. The only enemies that give a rip about suppression were shooters and Dreg Scab gunners. Nothing else cares. The most consistent suppression I could apply was from the business end of the Kickback. Firing at or near a shooter or gunner, including Ogryns, suppresses easily with this massive bore. Number 4. Running Gun. You can hip fire with this weapon while sprinting. Yes, that is precisely what this allows you to do. This blessing is something I wanted to roll, as stated in my previous Kickback video. A comment on that video by Phono made this plan pretty short-lived. The issue with Running Gun is that you must stop sprinting to reload. If this were to allow you to sprint while reloading, I'd say it's worthy of your attention. I spent the last little bit of plasteel I had to roll max reload speed on my Running Gun Kickback, which has 78% reload modifier. I did this to see if I could reload in the time it takes for me to slide. That is a big nope. It isn't even close. As it stands, this blessing is pretty terrible. Number 5. Surgical. Adds critical chance while aiming. Builds stacks over time. Stacks 5 times. Discharges all stacks upon firing. Before patch number 7, each stack would take 1 second to accumulate. It would take you 5 seconds to gain 10 to 25% critical chance per shot. It now stacks, as far as I can tell, at 0.25 seconds per stack. If you have rank 4 of this blessing, you will gain 22% damage 30% of the time, or 6.6% damage overall. I am factoring in the base crit chance of 5%. That calculation is contingent upon only using ADS and always firing when it max stacks of surgical. Previous to patch number 7, I would have given this one a big thumbs down. I am adding it to the list of now 4 recommended blessings for the kickback. Number 6. This is a group. Expansive, Punishing Fire, and Blaze Away. I covered these in my previous video. If you haven't checked it out, I'll leave a link in the corner and in the description below. These all function fine with 2 exceptions. 1, the Blaze Away ADS issue, which I outlined in my other video. Number 2, your cleave won't hit the minimum 3 enemies requirement for Punishing Fire without Pierce in some cases. Like, you'll never be able to hit more than 1 Scab Rager, ever, even if you have Pierce. If you have a kickback with any of these 3 blessings, or Surgical, very thankful for the change to Surgical in the last patch, they are mostly working as intended and provide some benefit. With the way Blaze Away functions currently, it doesn't synergize with any of the other blessings for kickback. If Run and Gun allowed you to sprint while reloading, that would be 1. If the kickback had something like Cavalcade or Death Spitter, those would work well with Blaze Away and how it functions on the kickback. Who knows? Maybe we'll see that in the future. Blessings aside, the kickback is fun and can really bring the pain to those who venture a bit too close. It also knocks down just about everything in the game from a relatively long distance. The kickback received a buff a few patches ago, but I think it is hard up for another pass. Besides fixing most of its blessings and possibly adding some, I'd like to see the spread tighten up a bit more for on the vertical plane, like the special ammo for the Lawbringer, and really tighten it up in ADS, akin to like the hip fire reticle for the Agrippina shotgun. If I can't reliably hit all pellets on target against a human-sized target at 5 meters on a static range to trigger full bore, something needs to change with either that blessing or the spread. What changes would you like to see to the kickback? Leave a comment down below with your thoughts and feedback. Also, I'd appreciate any feedback about these videos I've been making, good or bad. I'm really trying to implement everything I'm learning in this process to tighten up my videos and distill the content as much as possible to avoid wasting any of your time. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. It would really help me out a lot. Perhaps we'll conquer some heretics together as I public queue pretty frequently. And with that, I'm out. Peace.